Guys, I've got the gear set for the LCXU style transmission that's in the Basecamp. With this, we're going to change the internal ratio to make it fit a straight axle. Gearing. It's all about gearing. Guys, let's get to the table. Here it sits. And to check the overall speed for this video, I've already did a speed test on this, 9.8 miles per hour. This is the R2 system with the 3300 kV motor and an 11-tooth pinion gear. To get to that transmission, we're going to simply take the transmission out. Take the drive shafts loose, the pins loose, drop those out. Take the 4 bolts out right here, and the whole transmission will come right on out. Transmission is out, and I have removed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts. Time to crack this open. And there we go. Before I dig into this any further, let's look at those new gears. This is a representation of the stock gears in the transmission. 22 tooth in, 22 tooth right here, 28 tooth right here, 22, and then a 46. Now, if you don't have the difference in gear right here, this makes a huge difference. Without that, say this was all 22 gears, all 22s, you would have a 2.09 to 1 ratio. With this right here is basically like a 0.78 to 1 overdrive. With that in here, it gives you a total transmission gear ratio of 1.63. This is the configuration of the new idler gear. Check that out. This represents the new gearing right here. You have a 22 tooth input gear, the same input gear, except now it's feeding a 30 tooth gear. This is a 1.36 to 1 ratio. And that is directly connected to here just like it was before, only you notice it's different now, right? The big gear is down bottom, the small gear is up top. The other one, small gear down bottom, big gear up top, right? Now, you got the 1.36 to 1 ratio right here. And this one is a 24 tooth, 46 tooth. That's got a 1.92 to 1 ratio. And then you multiply those together, which gives you an internal transmission gear ratio of 2.61 to 1. All I got to do now is put all the bolts together, put the motor in, and give this thing a run. It should be a whole lot slower. 3,300 kV. How fast is it? Let's give it a good run here. .8 miles per hour. And the moment of truth. Let's see what we got for speed. It still moves out pretty darn good. The 3,300 kV 11 tooth, it may be right what we're after. It may help me out a lot on the crawling part too. Let's see what we got here. We got 6.8, 3 miles per hour slower than what it was before. That is the new gears in the transmission. And with a higher kV motor, it should give me a better resolution when it comes to crawling, because that's where we're going. Oh, that looks good. Let's go. Well, let's see what that 2.61 to 1 internal ratio can do. Now, the 3,300 kV Ax, or these FOC style motors like this, they have a minimum RPM that they start up. And sometimes that can be kind of an issue. Now, with the slower gearing in the transmission, it actually seems to be a lot better off. And with the fact that it's still getting almost 7 miles per hour, that's still plenty enough for most trails. So I can make this get the right hook. There we go. Ah, good old pine straw. It gets into everything. All right, try to make it this way then. There we go. Nice. I'm gonna get that pine straw out of here. That pine straw was held in by nothing but evil magic power. Anyway, let's see what we got going here.
Now the crawl resolution is absolutely better with the slower gears. And I'm saying slower because numerically it's a higher gear ratio, even though it's slower. Numerically would be like a numerically low ratio would be like a 1-to-1. Numerically high ratio would be like a 4-to-1. But you know, we just gear it down and crawl. It's kind of one of those gearing things that just kind of seems to be what it is. But anyway, we're going to continue on crawling with my slower gearing. Yeah, this thing is a pleasure now on the rocks. That added gearing. I mean, heck, in the other 10.3, when I finally got rid of the big clunky clickety-McClackerson transmission, that really poorly designed 2-speed that Axial put out, you know, I really like the Element transmission, which is a gear ratio similar to this. And I'm probably going to crash it right here. Nope. I was expecting a crash. But anyway, I kind of like the lower gears. Basically like the old 3-gear transmission that we all used to love and all that. Except with the added gearing of the portals. It's like 7-to-1 or something like that. Easy, easy. Now having almost 7 miles per hour still gives you plenty of wheel speed. So, and this thing is crawling really good. I wasn't sure if I was going to leave these gears in depending on how they ended up, but I like them. I do believe that when you get the truck, it should, all I needed was that one different gear, that one reduction gear. And if it was in the box, I missed it, but if not, that gear needs to come with this truck. I'm going to get lined up for this. Yeah. Another piece of pine straw being held on by evil magic. Oh, and I'm about to fall all the way off. I wonder if I can save it. Let's see here. That was going right over to the edge there. Oh no, I thought I saved it. Oh well, let's go do what this thing does best. And that's the crack of doom. Here we go. I think next on my list for this truck is to try out a servo. And easy, easy. Got to get that tire to make the hook right there. And now we're just simply going to ease on up. And that rear bumper is going to work like a charm. So basically all you need to really get across the crack of doom is a really long rear bumper. Look at that. Every time. Every time. Yeah, I think it's time to start messing with the servos a little bit. And notice their rear bumper keeps the back tires out of the gap down there. Look at that. I guess it pays to have a big long bumper, huh? Oh, we can also do portal overdrives in this thing too to kind of help it out. But you do that, it might take away a little bit of the trailability of this thing too, you know? And to me, this is a really good trail truck. With the reduced wheel speed, can it still climb a hill? Barely. You can definitely tell it lost some wheel speed on the hill climb. We'll go ahead and try the back side. But, you know, I've got an 11-tooth pinion gear. You can actually bump this up to a 12-tooth, still have better crawling and pick up some wheel speed. Let's see what we got here. That's all it's got. Oh! Go, go! Oh, it took some work, but it got it. Oh, that was all it had. Well, if you're going to be doing driving like this on the hills, keep the other gears in there. You're going to need the wheel speed. Yep.
So pretty much a perfect 3 mile/hour drop in speed. The internal transmission gear difference made a big difference. On the crawl, the low end resolution, this motor has a minimum RPM, so you can't just ease into it, make it start moving a little bit. It's going to start and just drive at about, you know, whatever the minimum, I think it's like 300 RPM is like the minimum startup for this motor. So I think it works out pretty darn good. In all honesty, 3300 kV 11-tooth pinion gear. That pinion gear has been around for a while, so it's not exactly new. Probably why it was making so much noise, but in person it's not so loud. On the camera it is. But anyways, I can actually gear this motor up and get the wheel speed if I want to do trail driving and all that with it. I could also actually, now this is kind of crazy, but you can actually put the overdrive portal gears in the front and the back and make the entire truck faster. That actually is something that can be done. But when I mess with it, I might try just the portal overdrives up front. Probably won't go too wild with it, just a mild ratio, just a little bit, but not much. But overall, I think the thing is actually performing way better and still has a ton of potential in this thing. So guys, hopefully you liked the video. Hopefully I was able to explain the transmission gears. That center idler gear with the small and the large is either an overdrive or underdrive inside the transmission. So that's mainly what we saw. Also, you had to reverse the rotation of the motor because you're taking out one extra idler. So yeah, that's kind of gearing. Anyway, check that description. I'll link up everything down below. Make sure you check that out. AMain, eBay, Amazon, and Horizon. They are affiliate links. So guys, hit that subscribe, ring that bell, and thank you all for watching. I was about to start singing, but anyway, I'm not going to torture you guys. Have a great day. If you're still watching, you are top shelf. You are the cream of the crop, the pick of the litter. You are phenomenal. Thank you for watching to the end of the video. It means a lot to me. Now, down below, there are links for the products you see. Also for channel memberships, if you guys want to be a part. Channel members get early viewing on pretty much everything that I can. So, guys, check that description. There's a lot of info down there. Thank you all for watching.